Shout out JP. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of undocumented people getting looked down on. How do you feel about? Do you want to touch on this whole immigration situation?
Look, this is the way I feel. It's sad, you know what I'm saying? Like it's sad because we're looking at it from a perspective like that we could be looking at an administration that or a bunch of people are targeting Latin people, Hispanic people, brown people. But the truth is this is that there's consequences to some of this stuff. There's no buts, you get me? I know that there's a lot of hardworking, innocent people that come to this country, right? But like the laws are there, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have been the nicest person and all the right intentions, but I was breaking the law. You get me? And breaking the law shouldn't doesn't have like ears and eyes, right? And enforcing the laws shouldn't always be about oh because it's a race thing. As sad as it is, I think that the laws have to be enforced and we have to just be honest, like depending on where you're at and if we live in this United States because we the country is great because we believe in those laws, but then we can't be mad at them at the same time. Then we end up like being in Mexico, you know. So I have a different perspective. Like, it's sad. The way I look at it, like, do I want innocent people to get deported? Hardworking people? No. But I also think it's like, look, even from my parents' times, and it was those people that make it, and those people that don't. You get me? Some people get caught, some people don't, and it's always been that way. But now for us to take the stand, like we don't want no like immigration policies, or we don't want none of that to happen. I think that's unrealistic, and I think that for the most part, what's to me, I feel like the biggest issue has been all the immigrants that have came through the port of entries, like with some type of permission. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
That we've been having an issue with as of lately, right? And basically it's gotten out of hand. If you guys don't see it in some places, there's other places in the country that it has gotten really bad. So it's a tough situation. But I'm about today I'm all about if you break the law and you commit the crime, you can't be mad at the government enforcing the law.
Shout out Jonathan
Um,
Pantoja said, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of undocumented people getting looked down on. And Velez's response was, they all getting looked at under the same magnifying glass, even though they ain't fall into the same category, just like good cops and bad cops.
yeah, I think that it's gonna happen. Where it's gonna be one of those things where some people are gonna be hurt by this, disappointed by this. I think that the laws are there, and I think a lot of people like I listen to some people that talk about like illegal immigrants who suffer through being victims of crimes, right? Innocent kids, stuff like that. And it's like, in a way, it's like, imagine how they feel like, damn, if these immigrants weren't here illegally, they wouldn't have to have gone through some of the stuff they've been through.
Fernando said, I love this country, but it was built on 246 years of free labor in the form of slavery and then off the back of immigrants. Yet we are passing executive orders to avoid those topics.
No, but how about the other side of it? How about all the benefits of what that jobs that gave immigrants? How about what that has done for immigrants? Like most of look at Chicago. Look at the immigrant population. We if they came illegally or legally at some time, it was better than the country we came from. And that goes for you too, Shy. I don't care how great Puerto Rico is. You know what I'm saying? We come here for a reason. And then we're here and then we want to complain about.
Listen, they want to deport me. Come and get me, motherfucker. Send me to the
Look,
island.
but you see, you could go. You could
If I'm gonna be
go.
homeless somewhere, it's gonna be in La Isla del Encanto,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
okay, but you could go. But you get what I'm getting at? Like, we can't be grateful for the benefits of having a better opportunity than the countries we come from, and then be mad, at the same country that gave us up. You do a service, you get paid. If you get exploited, whatever the case, it goes back to me signing an agreement to do a contract. It's a benefit in the grand scheme of things. This country being built, it's built by basically immigrants, and if it's not built by immigrants, it's basically built by Hispanics, right?
Mhm.
Hardworking Hispanics. Some are immigrants, some are not. But I think that for most immigrants, more Hispanics, I think culturally, I think that we want to say, hey, we came up here, we're doing our job, we get paid, and we're proud of people who are hardworking, right? We can't take the credit. You get me? The credit's always going to be the person who puts the plan together, right? The person leading the country is never going to be the people putting in the work. I think for sure, like if you're in this country, you can't complain about the fucking laws in this country. Like that's to be like trust me, Mexicans come over here for opportunity, right? and for a better place, and they come running from the cartels or for whatever the case. I'm speaking about Mexican, right? If it's for opportunity, if it's for a better place, if it's for um a safe haven, right? But then you can't be mad. I think that for anyone like who has a problem with the American flag, they should be deported first. I don't care if you have any type of background. Straight up, bro. Like you're being ungrateful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Am I wrong, bro? It's like you invite someone to your house and they're mad because you gave them chicken and they want a steak. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta
Nah,
get the
some
fuck
people
out.
like that. Shout out Velez responding to Fernando, and that's why unfortunately illegals working for a lower wage is what keeps the country's economy working. Modern day slavery.
Again, but that's what makes this country great. That's why everyone wants to be here. Trust me, I've been to other countries. You still want to be here. Some people are gonna get exploited, but some people want to be exploited. You get me? Because being exploited in this country is better than being in a best situation in another country. You know what I mean?
Then being in an El Salvador prison.
Or being in a Salvador prison. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think that it's like I don't think that. How about this? They're not gonna say this, but it's not like the United States want to say, "Well, we want to take every farm worker. We want to take." They're not saying that. And to me, the way I look at it is like they create that vacuum. Guess what will happen, Shy?
What?
The same government will put something into action to let legal people come to work, which will be beneficial, right? For a lot of those people. Some of the stuff I try to read between the lines when they're like, we're going to go after all the criminals, we're going to go after all these rapists and all that, right? Now I'm like, maybe that's what he really means. Like, maybe we're really trying to go after the
Yeah,
people
but then
breaking the law,
I'm seeing ladies get snatched up on their way to work.
And I guess sometimes it happens, bro.
Shout out Fernando. He said I watched a 60 Minutes special. I'll try to find it and add to the Discord where experts argued that eliminating cartels and the rug money flowing into the U.S. would cause the economy and judicial system to collapse.
The United States one?
Yes.
See, that's a joke. It's a joke. I'm gonna tell you that. Do I believe that it could really affect the Mexican economy? Absolutely. I think Mexico benefits more off the drug trade economy than anything else.
We should talk about the jobs that immigrants have now, but we can't avoid those topics. I love the U.S. There's a flag outside my house, but I'm fair.
But what's fair is fair. Then you know what I'm saying. What's fair is that you come here, you take a chance, you go get a job, but there's no guarantee. That's what it is. You come in this country like people, immigrants who come in this country come in here knowing that they're breaking the law, knowing that there's a chance that they might get caught by the migrant. Back in the day, that's all we would talk about. Like, oh, did they make it? Did they not get caught? You know what I mean? When did all of a sudden it become a right? That's all I'm saying.
Shout out Robert. I work in a Mexican restaurant. I have the pleasure of working with the hardest working motherfuckers on earth, all working two jobs to feed their family. Sucks human life can be filed like a document.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I agree, but guess what? Before them, there's people that didn't get caught. God, hopefully those hardworking people don't get caught and don't have no issues. Now I'm gonna tell you, like with my background, like me growing up in a little village, man, there's a whole bunch of people that didn't get caught and make it. If the laws have feelings, then I would rather have not been in jail and been like, oh, I was a good person, You get what I'm getting at? Like that's all I'm saying. Like I have compassion and empathy, but it's just like being realistic at the same time.
Right. The problem is people are here by undocumented illegals who left the poverty stricken country, worked hard, paid into taxes, won't get them benefits, and still looked at all sideways. Stigma.
Yeah, but the stigma, I think they're starting to change because I feel like it's never been a better moment to be Mexican than what it is today. You know what I'm saying? I think that compared to how it was like me coming up, I think it's changing a lot. I think that like all of Americans and I think the world that like respects Hispanics for their hard work and all that, but it just again, it's one of those things that if you break the law, I don't think that that's like basically thinking or saying something different from Hispanics or from Mexicans or from anyone else.
How many people go into court for rug possession? If they stopped it, judges and all the people in the courts wouldn't be as busy. There would be only violent and nasty crimes.
It's just the thought process that you think that there has to be harm or something negative for something positive to be is the part I have a problem with. If people are not dying by gunshot or by guns, it's like it's gonna, basically make a bunch of funeral homes shut down. It's gonna basically make a bunch of people go into unemployment, and the unemployment is gonna basically put us in a bigger hole. Like that mentality is it's like ridiculous.
Maybe people believe the government is that. This is just all a game of moving around
How about I tell
resources.
you this? I believe that the more positive you do, you take those resources and you turn them into something positive where you're not spending it, going after drug trafficking and investigations and housing and imprisonment. Think about all that good money could do.
Shout out JP said, Robin, how do you feel about Orange Man possibly thinking of sending U.S. citizens in prison to El Salvador prison and possibly undocumented illegals to Guantanamo Bay?
Oh my God, that's the best idea ever because guess what? Being in prison, you know how many times we would get together and be like, they need to send some of these dudes elsewhere. You get me? So I think it's a great idea. I think especially like for all those people, like basically seeing the people that act up, like stages to the shit, so they could really recognize what it's really like to be in an American prison and what it's like to be in a foreign prison.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great idea. I think whatever is going to stop, deterrence and give deterrence for everyone to, stop thinking that they have rights to break the law and thinking it's okay, Because in prison, I'm going to tell you, in prison, there's prisons within prisons, right? They're called solitary confinement. And some of these dudes be like, yeah, I'll do that shit standing in my head. All right, go do that shit in Salvador, mother. See how that works out for you,
In a
you know?
hole. For real.
For real, with no damn fucking privileges of anyone saying shit.
Fernando said, reminds me of when our parents, tios, and tias would send our cousins to Mexico or the U.S. for acting up, thinking a change of scenery would fix everything without ever actually addressing the real issue in terms of sending prisoners to El Salvador.
No, well, I don't know. I think prison works. It taught me a lesson. Shit, I'm good.
Sending prisoners to another country, especially when it involves migrants or immigrants, sets a dangerous precedent and opens the door to even bigger issues.
I think that you're coming out from a point of feeling to what's right, and that's the point that they're trying to say. If you don't want to go through that shit, don't come. You get me? Consequences. And like lately, I think that like we've been starting to like feel like we don't like the word consequence. You know what I'm saying? Like we're having this like soft spot. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna get treated like crap, like just say you get caught here, and if you get caught, we're gonna send your ass to El Salvador to go hang out with all them MSs. Then you probably think twice. It's not supposed to be a reward. It's not supposed to be like you come here from Venezuela, you make it to the country, and they give you $2,000 a scooter and a hotel. You get me? Like shouldn't happen that way.
Also, I don't believe any immigrants should be shipped or arrested. Criminals, yes, but I have not seen any white Europeans being rounded up. Are we sending those to El Salvador too? Are the Albanians going over there? Where's the fucking Croatians, Jay?
I
Huh?
know it happens. I know it happens, but trust me, man. Like I just like most of the all these border patrols, most of them are Hispanic. I just think that when they put the laws, it's like I don't see them being like, oh, here's a white person, go ahead, beat it. You don't have the right documentation. I just don't believe in that. I think that what we're seeing is to talk about the southern border a lot. That's what we're seeing. That's what's basically on the agenda today. But it's true. I agree. I think that the laws are going to work for everyone. How about that? Because I'm all about numbers, okay? There's a very large percentage of immigrants that are basically brown, larger than any probably other race that there is. You guys agree? It's probably the percentage of Hispanic or like brown immigrants is probably the largest, right?
Right,
Percentage there is, right?
quite
So
possibly.
basically 60-70%. You agree?
So they're just slipping through the cracks. We ain't seeing them.
So you see the majority being, brown because they're the highest percentage.
Jay,
That's just the way I look at it.
Jay, are you caping for the United States government right now? Are you being a superhero?
Right now, I have a position. I have the mindset. We can't be like basically rewarding this like thought process of like rewarding bad. You know what I'm saying? Rewarding, trying to justify. You keep pushing it. Next thing you know, we're like, what's gonna happen? You get me?
Yeah, but motherfuckers out here giving pardons and shit.
Okay, but that's the law. That's been the law. Let's go back to Bill Clinton, Obama. Everyone does it, bro.
Yeah, I
You get
know.
me? Yeah, everyone's done it. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. That's just
nobody's
part of the.
exempt. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
only one does it or the other one doesn't. I'm just
What I'm
saying this
saying,
country's built on that.
yeah, it's built on it. That's what I'm trying to explain. Like the way I look at it, like you want that power, you gotta go try to be a politician. You get me?
It's crazy.
Which ones are wrongfully in prison? Do you think that coming into this country illegally and breaking the law, and then them locking you up for it is like it's illegally? Like I don't know which part is illegal. I just been to the justice system. I just think that some innocent people could get caught up in the system. But look, what happened in Salvador? I think we talked about this. I think he rounded up 60,000 people, and people are talking about human rights this, human rights that. Okay, so I said, look, so if just say 8,000 people of those were innocent, and they don't belong there, and eventually they're gonna take some time to kind of like review every case. But think about how many lives that's saving, because no one's fucking crying human rights this, human rights that, when people are committing, breaking the laws and killing people, extorting people, robbing people, and who knows what other things that they're doing. So it's like it's a consequences of justice. I think the collateral damage.
He reduced crime, but at the cost of sweeping up countless innocent people. And if even one innocent person is wrongly imprisoned, I just can't go along with it.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't believe that the United States. I think for the good, it's good, but I don't think it's as safe. I don't think that. I think we're getting like really like we've gotten to be little bitches lately. Like we're catering to like some, we're basically for we start catering to criminal mentality. You get me?
Mm.
Like we get, bro, we got kids like, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got all these fucking kids out here running around fucking shooting until they ain't scared of shit, don't respect anyone, don't respect authority, don't respect law, because this is a fucking mentality. So I'm not gonna just justify and say, because I'm Hispanic, what I'm saying, the law is the law. You voted, if you get the right, vote for the laws, vote for the right people. Like, don't be mad when a person comes in and starts making change. Whether you like it or not, we have to accept that this is what it is, to be in this country. Because when the other person got the gun, it's all fun and games for them. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's like we have to just say, you know what, for the better of what it is. If we keep letting shit go and having feelings for everyone, you get me? Forget
Well,
about it.
that's like the conversation that somebody was having on the internet about. It might have been Wallow. We can't keep it what it is anymore. You can't call a crackhead a crackhead. You say, "Oh, that person's a crackhead." They say, "No, that person's just doing their thing, living their truth." All this other shit. No, that motherfucker crackhead. We can't call a spade anymore.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you, because everyone has a feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, why you call her old? You know,
Yeah. She
you're
old,
making her
motherfucker.
feel bad. Like, oh, okay, what do you say now? You get me? Like, bro, it's getting out of hand, and
It's
people
out of hand,
don't
bro.
understand. It's hard because I'm saying, oh, we are gonna have family members that are gonna fall into that. Like one of these type of bins of people we're talking about, right?
Mm.
But just because of that, we can't be biased and say, well, everything go to shit. My cousin's gonna get deported. You get me? I don't know. Like I was in a certain situation where people were worried about their family member that killed someone,
Mm-hmm.
and got away with it, but caught a record in the mix of it. You get me? And
Right.
now
Free,
they're worried
free, free
about,
Lil Red Rum.
yeah. Now they're like, oh shit, he might get deported. What he did was 10 years ago. Like, bro, you should not have done that shit 10 years ago. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have one opportunity. I think that if you want to come here, like you have to see the other side of it. And I think that even when we start to think about like getting away with shit, it makes every other generation think they could get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it has to come to a stop. Like it has to.
I'm not happy about this, but factually, what Jay is saying is correct. Throughout human civilization, borders have been an issue. There have always been policies in place, and innocents are fucked. Well, it's just the same way Mexico don't want nobody in there either.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Mexican president said, like, I don't want no one who's not Mexican here. We're gonna deport them. We don't even want them. It's gonna be like that everywhere. You get me?
I don't want nobody in my house.
That's saying I don't want no one in my house. Basically, that's what people don't understand. Like, this is your house. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't pick and choose. Like, you just want to open the door for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. It's like if you say, look, man, the doors are closing at 9 o'clock. There's be some people you might like they're not gonna make it in. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's life. But if you're gonna like keep it open just for one person, it's like here goes. Like, if it was up to me, I'd be like, if we could find out who are the good people, who are the innocent
Oh, that'd
people
be
you want to leave
nice.
them here, that'd be great, right? Well, we can't. You know what
Just
I'm
weed
saying?
them out, boy. Oh shit, Oso's wild. And what justice was there for the natives when they were unalived and stole their lands?
Okay, that's great, but we're gonna keep living off of that. So fuck it. Might as well just be fucked up. Like, you can't be mad about, like, okay, you could be mad. You could be mad, but the country, you could be mad about it. But you, like, the same thing that makes this country great is what kind of it's gonna be the good things and the fucked up things they did, right? That's what it is. Like, you watch a TV show, you gotta watch the good parts and the bad parts. You get me?